Hey there. Welcome to the Overcomers and Relapse podcast. I am D, your host. This is episode 2 of season 5 of my podcast. So welcome to all listeners out there. It is great to share this experience with you. I decided with the introduction of season 5 to start off each podcast episode with a great meditation track to relieve the tension and stress we all deal with in our everyday busy lives. So sit back and enjoy. I will be right back with you with today's topic and discussion. So come on, relax, and place all life problems and concerns on pause. Let's take a flight on angel wings. Enjoy. Wow, I hope it brought you a feeling of serenity and to a place of clarity that everything will work out All right. I tell you, it certainly works for me. Okay, well, let's get things started here. I just want to put this out there right from the beginning. This podcast is not only pertaining to relapse, as far as drugs, alcohol, or any other addictions. We are open to all topics. However, our main topic is why we have addictive behaviors and how can we overcome them. On episode 2 of season 5, I would like to use for a topic, do or don't pull the trigger. Do or don't pull the trigger. Now, this topic, some may think that I am only referring to the addicted. But in my personal opinion, we all have triggers to take us to a place of some kind of negative reaction or response to our experiences with others as well as ourselves and just certain life events and circumstances. I mean, we all wake up every morning, and I am pretty sure most of us try to start our day in a positive, motivated mindset. I know I do. However, some days, or if we're talking about me, every day, there is something before the day is over that is going to push my buttons. And you know what? It's life. It should be expected. I mean, if you are a busy, active person, I mean, just think about it. We take on all kinds of responsibilities with friends, family, and co-workers, and I mean just society as a whole. And some days are even more hectic. And trust me, if you are a recovering addict, this can be very challenging, especially in the early stages of recovery. Now, someone may ask the question, do you mean after a few years I should be over triggers? No, not at all. Triggers will always be there. However, the more we find what works for us to not respond to our triggers, the more successful our recovery will be. I mean, let's take a look at the verb meaning of the word triggers. Triggers are a cause, an event, or a situation to happen or exist. Now, just looking at the meaning of the word, the first thing that comes to my mind, and I am referring to me personally, is I question myself. And this is what I come up with. What is the cause of the functioning of my actions? Well, mine is, first of all, I was introduced to alcohol at a very early age. And most people I grew up around, relatives, or people I later became friends with, this was a natural way of relieving yourself from problems. I mean, I used to get comments and hang around friends and family members, and they'd be like, look, man, take a drink, man. It's cool. Have a little fun. Let everything go. You know, just chill. So, that's what I did. And little did I know that this was a disease for me, and that it would start a journey of a downhill spiral of addictive behaviors and relapses. Triggers can be a person, place, or things. A traumatic, violent, or abusive experience that has happened in your life, and that every time your mind, your inner self, or it could be physical scars on your being, anytime that conjures up in your emotions and cause you to act upon the thought of it in a destructive way. So what's the answer? So what do you do about it? How can you handle, or how do you stop triggers from triggering you into relapsing? I mean, we all are human and have our own shares of different experiences. Well, this is something I am finding out that works for me. Don't pull the trigger. Now, what I mean by that statement is do any and everything possible not to involve yourself with what triggers you, especially recovery addicts. It does not matter how long you have been clean. One of the most dangerous influences to this disease are triggers. This means that you may have to evaluate your relationships, even your employment, even your spirituality, etc., etc. I mean, in other words, whatever your triggers are to your addiction, they have to go. Don't even entertain it. This is a danger zone. Don't pull the trigger. Now, I have found out that triggers can also be a positive. Whatever you can find in your experiences with friends, family, or just whatever works for your well-being, people or actions that motivates you, lifts you, celebrates you, you get the point, etc., etc. Pull that trigger. I have found in my personal life, the more productive and busier I am, the less I engage in negative thinking and negative relationships. This also helps me not to pull the trigger on the gun of negativity. You got to exercise, music, engage in quality conversation, and of course, this really works for me, developing new concepts for my podcast. See, what you got to understand is I absolutely enjoy making my podcast for others such as yourselves. But if I am really honest here, this is a tool also for my recovery. I get a great sense of purpose from it. It helps me with avoiding pulling the negative triggers. Just by sharing my past experiences and what I have learned from them, being useful and productive in other people's lives, as well as mine, who listens and finds the information informative and an asset to their everyday lives. I guess when you really think about it, we all have to think about the triggers in our lives and what they consist of. But we all have to choose one or the other. But my friend, I can confirm this. Whichever one you decide, trust me, they are both machine gun loaded. You just have to decide, what are you shooting for? A positive or a negative result? The choice is strictly yours. I admit now, sometimes with addictions, or I guess without addictions, the negative trigger can be tricky and entice you into its temptation.